free.
And there we go. Yeah, now we're live. You can wait.
Let's see. Let's see.
Are we?
Here we are.
Yeah,
I see
there
it.
we go. Yep, you can refresh. You should probably see it at this point.
Oh,
All right,
yeah, I see
welcome
it.
back. Another episode.
Butters,
Yeah,
Unks, and
Butters,
Jemima
Unks,
getting in the
Auntie J.
groove here.
Let's go. No slip
What's
ups.
up, babies? It's Auntie J. How you doing?
No slip ups this week.
Butters.
No slip ups.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on
I
it.
know. I know. Oh man.
Nobody works as hard as Butters when it
Yeah.
comes to this, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, come
Butters.
on now. Yeah, Butters, you gotta. I think you were the one last time. Auntie J, you've been doing good.
Oh, I did, and then Auntie J
Yeah.
messed up too at the end there.
Anyways, you know.
Or was it 2 times ago? I think it was just me, actually.
Yeah, there was one. I remember we mentioned it at the end last time, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. You know, it kind of breezed
We
by.
got
I wouldn't
this.
have noticed it if someone didn't point it out, but
Yeah, we just got to knock
We
out if it
got
had
this.
a brush
We
over
got
it. That's it.
this.
But you know, anyway, it's been a good week. It actually has been a pretty good week. How about, you know, we got our total Aryan victory. Jake Paul, king of the planet right now. It's gonna be great. You know, other than
I don't know why I just don't
the
like him.
humanitarian
I
stuff
don't.
going. I love the guy, dude. How do you not like him? He just pisses people off.
I don't know.
I think I like him so
I
much
know.
because he makes everyone angry. It's just so good. Like
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's funny to like see people spurg out about it because they legitimately get angry at him, and that's the exact response that he wants to provoke out of people.
Oh yeah,
So
it is
funny.
totally for sure what he wants. I just don't like him. I don't know why. I just
No way, dude.
I don't
The
even pay
guy-
attention to him.
The guy loves.
I didn't like his YouTube videos, or was that his brother? I don't even know which
his-
one.
I
They
think his
both
brother.
do
Yeah,
YouTube
they both
videos.
did YouTube.
They
They were
both
both on
do
Disney
YouTube.
Channel.
Oh,
at
they do?
first. But
Oh, were they really?
yeah, they were. But
Bizarre
you know,
Bizarre
at least Jake Paul. I don't know about Logan. I think Logan's a little bit more cucked, but Jake Paul at least loves Donald Trump. Jake Paul thinks that COVID's a hoax. The guy's totally based on all ends, and he just fucking you know, pounds people into oblivion in the ring. So, you know, gotta love him. He's our champion.
Interesting.
He's our king right now. You know, so you know.
I mean, if you look at it this way, he's kind of what we're trying to do. You know, build a brand and live the life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they've mastered their marketing for sure.
Kind of helps that he was on Bizarre Vark. What was
Yeah.
it called? Bizarre Vark or whatever. I never watched it. but-
Bizarre Vark. It was about making like funny clips and stuff.
Okay,
and that
and
was
then
the
he
whole
became a
point. Like everyone
YouTuber.
at their school was. Mhm.
All right, that makes sense.
I
guess.
didn't know that. I did not know he came from Disney.
Yeah. It was
Interesting.
Weird.
He
It's
looks-
really
he
weird
looks
to
like
think
a-
about because of like
Yeah.
the way he is now and his brother, and his
Yeah.
brother like got in so much trouble for going to the suicide forest or whatever. Just
Oh, was that Logan that did that?
Yeah, that
Logan
was
Paul
his
that did
brother.
that? I didn't know if
Logan,
it was him
yeah.
or not.
Oh my God.
I didn't know which one was which.
Pretty funny.
They started
stuff.
off as Vine stars, and then they went to Disney and other
That's right.
places. And
Oh,
that's
so they were like
when it
dough
blew up.
bricks.
Yeah,
they were like
Logan
dough
was
bricks.
Logan was bigger on Vine, but then like
Mhm.
I think once they started to surface more content, Jake became a little bit bigger because Logan sucks at
Yeah.
boxing. Logan's the one who boxed
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, which is like a huge fight. But he's
But that
very
fight
good.
sucked.
Jake Paul actually knows how to win. Plus, he's just
Mhm.
totally based. Yeah. So it's been a big, and not only that, not only the total victory, total alpha king energy coming out of Jake Paul, but Donda dropped, so I'm pretty happy.
Oh, I
Pretty
didn't
good.
even. I don't even pay attention to that.
I know you don't, but
Yeah.
DJ listens to
I
it
know.
a little bit.
People have been waiting for a while for that. I've seen. So
Yeah, because he like
I've listened.
you guys at least, yeah.
yeah, every time
Yeah,
he
it
says he's
was-
gonna release something, he always ends up waiting like a month or 2 months and then ends up releasing it.
That's definitely part of his thing, though. You know what I mean? It's like he knows it's not gonna be ready at the time, so he just waits and waits and waits.
I don't
'cause he
even
just wants
think
to-
this time it was because he was ready or not. I mean, he and Drake have a lot of beef, so I think he was just waiting for it to get closer to Drake's album release, which is supposed to be next week, so he can take away some listens. But he didn't even release it. He ends up like Universal released it. According to him,
Mhm.
Universal released it without his permission. I think he wanted to wait.
Yeah, I
until
heard
Drake's
that.
came out.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard it was because they didn't want to get involved with the whole Kanye and Drake beef because allegedly the plan was for them to Kanye was thinking about dropping his album on the same day to kind of like he was hoping obviously more people would listen to his album than Drake's, and then Kanye could be like, hey,
Well,
look at this, fuck you.
I just
But-
looked it up now. They're apparently under the same label, so it makes sense that they wanted to release it because it obviously Universal's going to lose money if they butt heads and compete like that.
Mhm.
Whereas if they just release it at
very
different
true.
times, there's going to be more sales for both of the albums.
Very true. Yeah.
So that makes sense. But let's get into it. What were we talking about before that we wanted to get into? What was it? Some states are bringing back the masks again.
Yep.
Yes,
I don't know if you saw Pritzker came on there as fat as could be and came on and told the public about how to live their life and how to be the healthiest and how to take care of themselves with the health, as in mask up at the gym, even though he's like 400 pounds. Dude probably hasn't ever seen a gym. I think that's the thing that makes me the most mad, when we have fat people like him telling people what to do. It just makes me mad.
Oh yeah.
Because he's so fat.
Yeah,
really, I
the guy's
just don't
obese.
respect fat people like to his level. You know what I mean?
No, I just
trying to tell everybody.
I hate fat people.
More people are dying from complications of obesity than
exactly
from, COVID. So I feel like obesity is more way more of a big problem than COVID in the U.S.
I should say obesity. I shouldn't say fat, because he is obese.
He's obese. He is morbidly obese.
He is obese. Yeah.
Listen,
His nickname is Jabba the Fuck.
Yeah, I don't think it's any surprise that to anyone that heart disease is the biggest contributor to deaths yearly or annually. So.
So it's really nothing new there. It's just the fact that I think it's just ridiculous that all of a sudden it's almost 2 years have gone by. You know what I mean? I'd say a year and 3/4, and where they've really been in full control of places like these Democrat-run states, where it's just masks are proven ineffective.
Yeah, MIT studies say it doesn't matter if it's 6 feet, 60 feet, or 600 feet. Masks are ineffective.
Yeah.
This is a study.
Exactly, and it's just it's like before it was at the gym, you walk in, okay, and they would make you wear a mask to the bathroom, take it off, then you could work out without a mask on. Like, it's like you're only going to get sick between the front desk and the bathroom, which is like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Now, yeah. Oh, yeah, in restaurants too. Yeah, same thing. It's just,
I saw a funny thing. I saw a funny thing. Someone said we should replace students' desks with restaurant tables, so that way they can take their mask off.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah, not a bad idea.
That makes sense. Oh, what I have, going off of that a little bit, there's been a lot of parents revolting against school boards, which is good. This is what should be happening. They're, trying to vote out these school board members and get on the board themselves, so their children don't have to be, or they don't have to wear masks at school. But what happened with you at the gym? You said someone started yelling at you because you didn't have a mask on.
Oh yeah. So when I was back up near you guys over Christmas, I had gotten the week membership to a gym up there. I don't want to give any specifics on location, but So for me, I hadn't been wearing a mask in the gym since I was back up there. When I moved down here, I didn't have to wear them in the gym at all. It was just kind of a whole different world. But then I go back there, and they tell me I got to put a mask on the whole time. But it's like a big warehouse style gym. There's a turf, like a full turf field in there, and then a full gym. So it's a big place, and I was all the way in one of the corners using something that was all the way in the corner on the turf, off away from everybody else, probably at least 100, 150 feet away from the next person.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have my mask on because I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to wear it anyways, but if I'm away from everybody else, then nobody's going to come yell at me about it. But this lady walked across the entire gym to come tell me to put my mask on because I was going against their rules. But if you think about it, she just walked 150 feet to get within 6 feet of me to tell me to put my mask on.
You should have,
you know what I mean? It's like,
you should have acted like you were an extreme autist. And just started freaking out, just yelling, grunting, freaking out, having a panic attack, and then she would just probably either leave or or not be angry at you anymore at the very least.
Yeah. Dude, and she came over to me so many times. There was in between each treadmill, then when I was walking at the end just to get some steps in, and walk at the end, I was on a treadmill, and first of all, it was every 7 treadmills. So there was one treadmill open, and 7 more, 7 treadmills down from you was the next one open. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put my mask on. I'm on the treadmill. She comes over to me again, and there's nobody else in the row of 50 treadmills here. And she goes, please put your mask on. You need to have your mask on. I'm like, lady, there was nobody even close to me. It's like, you gotta be so stupid, dude. Like, I don't understand the thinking. It's I guess that's her only job there is to tell me to
It's
put a
so
mask on.
crazy
So,
though. It's like the people's inability to, or they're just like lack of spatial consciousness. It's like I am
yeah,
literally 50 feet away from you and anyone else
yeah,
around me. I
hmm
know that I'm not even close to anyone else. This mask isn't gonna prevent me from touching the machine. You know what is
oh
the
yeah,
point of you coming even closer to me just to tell me that not having a mask on is
I know.
dangerous? These people are just
Dude,
they
and I
just
never
lack
put the mask on correctly, anyways. Like,
they just
I'd put it
lack
all
the
crumpled up over just
ability.
my lips. So,
Right, yeah, exactly. They just lack the ability to just
Mm-hmm.
think. Just think for themselves.
yeah,
Just like think, okay, what is
exactly.
the next thing that is going to happen here if I tell him to put a mask on? He's going to either get
Yeah,
angry or he's going to put it on and then, I'll walk away, I'll take it right off. Or
yeah.
just like
Oh,
I'm
that's what I
going
did
up
every
to this
time. I
person
take it
with,
off again. I'm like,
yeah.
dude, I am not huffing and puffing in here with a mask on when the heat's on inside the gym. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, I wouldn't.
why would I
either.
do that? So asking for somebody to pass out and sue them, you know what I mean? But it's like,
No, yeah, it's so dumb. These people are just so
yeah,
it's like all reason and it's just consciousness of what is happening
flies out of
right
their
in front
brain.
of them it's just gone. It's like they don't
hmm
recognize what is actually happening in front of them
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
they
Yeah.
were told by someone on TV that this needs to happen. It's crazy.
I know.
One of my favorite things is when like this first started, and even probably now they might go back to it now that they're back, is when restaurants would have the outdoor seating, but they would be in those tents. I'm like,
Oh,
you
I know.
just
no.
made it. You
All
just
over
made
the
indoor
place.
seating
Dude.
again. Like, what the fuck was
There was
the point
a-
of that? That's
there was-
the dumbest thing
I
I've
know.
ever
It's
seen.
crazy. There was a restaurant that literally, it was a bar / restaurant, and it's so funny because they had to make seating outside, and it was cold outside. They had literally maybe put up 20 grand to build. It was basically just an improvement, an additional attachment to the building at this point, because they built like a roof with walls, but the only difference is the walls were clear, so it made people more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just the funniest thing in the world.
Dude, and people are okay with it then.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, I'm
exactly.
safe in here.
It's like, oh,
I'm
I
sitting
can see
outside.
past this
Yeah.
wall. I can see the sidewalk. Okay.
Oh my God, I
It was
know.
just a big
Oh
window.
my god.
It's the
And then,
funniest thing. Yeah.
and
Um,
and then the next best thing is when they made you stand 6 feet apart at an airport, and then they just lump you all together in the plane, and it's like, all
On the
right, so
plane,
what
dude.
was the
Yeah,
fucking
I know,
point?
right?
I know. I
What
don't
like
was
I'm
the
sitting
point? It was so
2
stupid.
inches from people, dude. Like,
I don't think I ever wore a mask at the airport, and I never got called on it. I remember I went to the
You know-
airport to go to.
it was
I think
only
it
when you're
was-
on the plane is when you
on the
get called
plane-
out for it when you're on the
you have
plane.
to. I remember walking
Yeah.
through the airport. I mean, and since it all started, I've been to the airport half a dozen times, I guess.
I know, dude. I've been on
once.
8 flights.
Yeah, and I would walk
Yeah.
through. I remember I was going through, and I just saw this like guy with, he had like Trump tattooed all over his arm and hand and everything.
Yeah.
It's so funny, and he gave me a sign. People would look at me weirdly, but I would, obviously I don't give a shit. If
Yeah,
someone's looking at me.
exactly. Yeah. It's just like, well, I don't know if I told you last time or not, but like what I do on the plane is I get a big family-sized bag of pretzels, like one of those
Mhm.
massive
Yeah,
family-sized ones, so I can eat the whole time. You know what I mean? So I don't have to have my mask on at all.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
like I
idea.
sit there eating the whole time on the plane. 2.5 hours
that's a
goes
good
by, I
idea.
eat the whole bag of pretzels.
Yeah.
Nobody can yell at me either because it's
No, I
like I'm
know.
sorry,
That's
I'm
great.
hungry.
Butters just broke the system. He just found
Yeah.
a way to break.
Oh, that's
break
happened
the
every
system.
time. Yeah,
That's great. That's
never
a
been
good
called out on it. Yeah,
idea. That's
it's the way to
good.
do it.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised more people are doing that.
Oh, I know, right?
But
You just
anyway,
eat the whole time.
let's switch over to like
Yeah.
Afghanistan stuff, since that's been really playing
Hot
out.
topics right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot topic. Obviously, today it was announced that I don't think it's been officially announced, but obviously it's been reported on that.
On Twitter, they say, but
Yeah,
I'm not
that
too sure I
we
believe it because they're a
pulled
bunch of
out-
lies, anyways. These people. So
They're like, we pulled out everyone from the military air base, and the Taliban kind of took over the air base. And
yeah.
I mean, I can't. What was the general's name? That general came on. I don't know. And the Secretary of State came on like CNN. and they're like, yeah, we left maybe a couple hundred people there, but or a couple hundred Americans there, but we pulled out, we're gone, we're done, the war's over, blah blah blah. Which I don't believe it's over whatsoever. I'm sure there's still,
no way.
I'm sure there's still 1,000 troops there fighting. So because of the interests of other countries, for the interests of the military-industrial complex, who's really controlling all this. But it's just crazy. It's like absolutely insane that they not only left like $85 billion worth of equipment, but they left like 200 just stranded Americans. And
and then for them to just say, "Yep, we're all out," but we left these people over there. It's just like it's a slap in the face, dude. Yeah, it really is. It's just. It's like we don't care about you. We just care about our headlines.
Like
you know what I mean?
We came over 20 years ago and torched this country into oblivion, and now we're just gonna leave some Americans there to go die because, because
and they will die. They will die.
Yeah. And I don't even. They're not even. They're just like citizens, aren't they? Which I don't know why you'd have. Just regular citizens. I don't know why they would be allowed to go to some place like that, anyways, but.
I'm not quite sure on that one either. I don't know really why you'd want to, unless they have some other purpose there. But
there was like a group. There was like a group of students too involved. It was like people went on a school trip. I don't know if they were in college or high school, but who the fuck goes to Afghanistan on a
some kind of school, dude?
Like,
holy shit!
What the fuck are you thinking? Like even if
I don't know,
we
dude.
did control most of the country, like what the fuck are you thinking? Like why would you even?
Like why would you think that's okay? Oh look, there's a dude with a couple AK-47s on the back of a little Isuzu truck. That's like, oh, he's got an RPG pointing at my head. This must be the next exhibit. It's like, the fuck.
Did you see? Oh my God! Speaking of that, did you see that video of the Taliban, they were like arresting Afghani militants, and one of the Taliban, they were like all pointing their AKs at him, and then the camera like zooms out, and one of the Taliban members is like maybe 10 feet away from him. He's like the Afghani militant or military guy was like against the wall on his knees with his hands behind his back, and they were all pointing their AKs at him, and this fucking guy with an RPG was just standing like 10 feet back.
Oh, dude, I think I saw that.
He was aiming the RPG at him. It was like, what do you fucking think's gonna happen if you fire that at him? And
I know.
You think you're okay?
Dude.
You're just like you and like the 15 other people standing right
they'd
next
all
to him.
be blown to shit. They'd all be blown to
funny.
shit.
It was so funny.
Well, see, to them, like getting blown to shit is normal, so it's not very, So their thinking is, I was probably gonna blow myself up anyway.
I'm surprised they haven't.
At some point, they're all going to do it. But what I was wondering last week was, you know how they say Biden said that they retaliated and that they sent a drone strike onto and killed the so-called organizer of the suicide bombing last week?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they have not been able to confirm the kill, nor...
You know what they did confirm,
I just don't understand... Huh?
You know what they did confirm from that drone strike, though? They killed They killed like a family of like 2 parents and 3 children in the drone strike.
Oh yeah, and they killed another 10 people like today, dude.
Yeah, it's
in another drone strike today.
Like, oh my God.
Another just a family, and they said they're like, yeah, it was but how would they even know if they could not confirm on the ground the kill? Like, how could they confirm that? And how could they know that so quick where they're at if they couldn't just do it beforehand? You know what I mean? If they already identified who planned it and then identified the person they killed, so they say, why couldn't they have done that before basically handing over the list of Marines and people on their trucks or whatever it is before they were blown to bits by the suicide bomber? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like...
Because our leaders are retarded.
You were talking about the suicide bomber. I'm talking about a completely different drone strike, I think.
Yeah, the suicide bomber. So they were saying whoever organized the suicide bombing, the ISIS-K higher up, whoever they say it was, they said like they had bombed them. I think it was Friday, maybe. Sent a drone strike and bombed them. Yeah. There was another drone strike today, but the one on Friday, they said that they had killed the organizer of it, but there was no kill confirmed.
Right. And that's
so like they had nobody on the ground to confirm that. So
and that's like that brings up a really crazy topic. It's like, okay, we haven't really heard anything from ISIS in maybe 2 years since Donald Trump wiped him off the map effectively.
Yeah.
And then, Biden is in office now, and all this stuff is happening in Afghanistan, but now ISIS is back all of a sudden. And not only that, but like they're back attacking the one country that is actually, kind of on their side in terms of values. You know what I mean? Like, people who enforce whichever type of Muslim law they live by or abide by. But it's just very fishy to me, It's very fishy that not only is, ISIS back, in air quotes, but they're attacking a country that effectively agrees with them on a lot of things instead of, attacking the people that they hate the most, which would be the Israelis or the Americans or something like that.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any sense. To me, it screams CIA operation, some sort of red.
Oh, for
red
sure,
false
dude. This is
flag.
like the 50s all over again. United Fruit
it's-
Company, dude. This is
it's-
fucking
yeah.
Guatemala again.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like it's completely it was completely planned by
People
our
are gonna-
government in some way to try.
They're going to learn it in the textbooks in 30 years and then uncover it all and say what the fuck happened,
It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's all I really had to say on that. It seems like some sort of false flag attack in order for us to have a reason to keep people there. I know they're saying we're pulling people out. I don't believe it. I think there probably are 1,000, maybe at least 1,000 troops still there.
Yeah.
Without us even knowing, because they're going to just tell us.
Well, because,
for the
I
next
mean,
couple
if
years that
Biden-
everyone's gone.
If Biden downplayed it the way he did, like coming up to the weeks of Taliban taking over, it's like if he had said it would be at least 60 days, you know what I mean? So it's like, and that was 2 weeks ago, and this is like old news now, you know what I mean? So it's like at this point, it's like you really can't trust anything that's coming out of their mouths. This administration and these agencies, you know what I mean?
We could still have a bunch of troops there. I mean, how would we know? If they
We would never know.
We pulled
Yeah.
everybody
Well,
out, but like obviously no one's going to go over there and check, and you can't really do anything about that. You would never know.
No, exactly, and
Exactly.
it's like we talked about this a little bit before, but it's exactly the same thing with our fight in Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Like we're, with the Houthi rebels, we're still fighting.
Yeah.
We're fighting with Saudi Arabia for no reason when they told us that we pulled out like a decade ago. It's like when we still have people there, but it's just no one talks about it, so no one pays attention to it, and it's not a big deal anymore because no one really knows about it. We're still spending a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure.
But I
Holy
think it's going to be,
smokes.
like I said before, like I think it's going to be the same case as that, where we still have people fighting there for no apparent reason, but just, to appease the people at the Pentagon so the military contractors can get their millions and do whatever they want. And who knows, maybe they'll just every war we get into from now on, they'll probably just end up doing something like that where they, where we either win or lose, but people are going to stay there regardless and fight.
Yeah.
Which we haven't won a war in a long time, so. And we can't even win against some fucking, camel fuckers. How are we supposed to?
I know, right?
How are we supposed to win against someone
those
serious?
motherfuckers, they love their she camels. Let me tell you. Oh.
It's just fucking crazy, dude. And it's like the press, bring it back to the press briefings with this idiot, whatever her name is, Jen Psaki, between Psaki, whatever the fuck her name is, and Biden sitting there checking his watch, as these dead Marines are being unloaded from the aircrafts. Biden also not answering, saying he's going to answer questions. And somebody asked a question on the only fucking thing that's really, big at the moment, which is Afghanistan, and he goes, "Oh no, I'm not going to answer any questions on Afghanistan," and walks away. It's like, dude, first of all, you say you're not supposed to answer any questions, but you're going to do it now. It's like, who is telling you this stuff? One, why is our commander-in-chief being told what he can or can't do? Why are you only answering specific questions? Well, A, because he's a fucking idiot and he doesn't have any brain cells left besides what's on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
And
I would like
B,
to
it's just
know-
they don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to know, who it is too. Like whether it be just his advisors or if his advisors are getting word from someone else to.
Yeah. Are the Obamas behind it? Is the rest of them all behind it?
It wouldn't be the Obamas are just as deep in this. Are just as deep into being, a controlled op as Biden.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if
you never know.
anybody-
It's just like
there's definitely higher entities at work that.
oh, for sure. They're all pawns of them. They're the pawns.
Yeah.
If anybody ever needed any evidence that Joe Biden is at this point just like a puppet or a placeholder, him saying, all these people told me not to answer these questions.
Yeah.
Like, what the you're the president of the United States, and then, oh my God, it's just like, then who is running the country if you can't inform people or speak your mind? I mean, he can't speak his mind anyway. He's got dementia or something like that. There's something clearly wrong with him. He can't talk to the press for more than 5 minutes without breaking down. It's nuts.
Did you see the video? Did you see the video? He was like, they told me not to answer questions, but I'll answer one anyways. And so he calls
that one
someone,
yesterday. And
he calls on someone, and she said, well, you see, what's happening in Afghanistan? He's like, I'm not answering any questions on Afghanistan.
I know. And he walks away and looks like, where the fuck am I? It's like, dude.
God, dude. He's like, oh
my God.
And he called it Afghanistan at first. He didn't even say Afghanistan.
No. I'm like, dude. Did you also hear him about the hurricane coming in? It already came in, but he goes, the best thing people can do to prepare for Hurricane Ida is to get vaccinated. It's like, dude, what does that have to do with anything? I'm
Did
like,
he actually say that's insane.
what the?
That's so funny. That's so.
Oh
funny.
yeah, I gotta find the video, dude.
But
it was at some emo thing or some
people
shit.
say that. I've seen the argument that I've seen so much crazy shit this week. Like I've seen the argument that if you get vaccinated, it'll help stop global warming or something like that.
I know.
I saw an article the other day that was like, if you go to a farmer's market, you might be a Nazi. So I was like, what the
dude,
fuck?
it's like these
What
stupid.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, I remember when I saw a thing. It was they were trying to run a promotion for the vaccine. It's like if you get the vaccine, you get 2 Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm like, is that
obesity? Yeah.
Is that where we are as a country, where we have to get they try to bribe us with fucking snacks and stuff? Like,
dude, but that's it. Like, there are so many people that will be like, "Oh, I should do that," because there's just a lot of people that are thinking, "Oh, Krispy Kreme, that's not big. I may as well just get the shot and get some free Krispy Kremes, or free Starbucks drink. Okay, sure, I'll jab myself." It's like,
I saw a chart today. Speaking of the obesity thing, I saw a chart. I wish I would have saved it or something, but it basically just showed the percentages of obese people from 2000 to now, which 2000 you wouldn't think that there would be that much of a difference, but it's it went from 10 to 16% in every state, probably low, something like that, even in the smaller states, even lower than that, to 30 to 45% in some states. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. How can 45% of people in a state be obese? That is insane.
Oh, I know, dude. It's really nuts. It's really absolutely nuts, and it's all promoting a lazier lifestyle. In all honesty, I think these people, the government, want people to get fatter, more unhealthy, and therefore they have to be more dependent on the government. That's the only thing that really makes any sense. I just
don't think they can control themselves. They don't have the mental capability.
I know, but that's the thing. It's they are. Yeah, I know, but that's what they're trying to push to these people. They're trying to make people less educated by keeping them online at school, going to school less testing on certain things. It's like, yeah, testing is stupid in certain sense, but they're not teaching people things that they need to know. First of all, too. But then second of all, it's like they're trying to get kids to learn about shit that has nothing to do with life or being just a good person and a healthy person in general.
Did you see that?
They care more about chopping dicks off than anything. You know what I mean?
Did you see that lady, that one teacher? I can't remember where she was at, but she took the American flag down because it made her uncomfortable in her classroom, and one of her students, she basically told her student to pledge allegiance to the gay pride BLM flag.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that today.
Oh my God, this is a cult.
Yeah.
This fucking, it's insane. And so because she took it down because she was uncomfortable, and then she was just laughing. She packed it away or something, and then one of the students told her or asked her where it was, and she basically refused to look for it, but she was telling them to just pledge allegiance to a different flag.
I saw that. Dude, listen to this today,
People are
okay? So
insane.
this goes along with this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you cut out for a second. I couldn't hear you.
No,
I
that's
didn't
all.
mean to
That's
cut
it.
you
I
off.
was just saying that these people are insane. They're evil in some cases.
Oh,
In
okay.
other cases.
Oh, I know they really are, dude. It's like, some people are very impressionable and easy to mold into something like that. Like today, for instance, I was talking to my brother. I don't want to say names on here, but I said, he voted for Biden, so I just wanted to ask. I said, since you voted for Biden, I'm just wondering what your opinions are in the last couple weeks here. And he said, haven't focused in on it. Glad I voted for him instead of Trump, though. And I said, why specifically? He said, I'm not glad about everything happening in the world, but I trust Biden more than Trump. Then he goes down to say, I asked, well, what specifically gives you more trust in Biden than Trump? He goes, from the hostility and paranoia I saw while Trump was in office. And it goes on and on, stuff
mean.
just like
he was
that.
a mean
and he goes,
guy. He's too mean.
no, that's exactly what I said, dude. I was like, so basically because he's mean. I said, but mean Twitter posts are better than dead Marines and thousands of Americans left behind. And he said, I trust Biden to deal with the current situation better than I trust Trump. Trump handled the misinformation with the coronavirus and misinformation in general terribly.
Did you
Typical
actually know?
buzzwords.
I see that all the time. I see that argument all the time. I never see anyone explain it, but I see people saying he handled the corona situation horribly.
I asked.
It was like, okay, how?
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked.
He was the only one
kept
saying
going
we
down
should,
and asking.
and I'm not going to get into this, but he was the only one saying we should, block people from entering the country. You should have just said it's a fake.
It kept going on and on and on.
Said it's fake anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Dude, I do all the time anyways. It's just, you say that stuff to him. He's like, this is a real pandemic. I'm like, yeah, sure. And you just got a vaccine and now you got to wear a mask again. So, these you can't help these people, dude. You just can't help them. You can't change their mind unless you put the headlines on CNN. Unless CNN changes their headlines.
I'm glad you brought this up because it's not just your brother. Literally, if you ask like any liberal, anyone who voted for Biden, and some of them are saying they regret it. Not a lot, but some of them. But like, it's literally the same thing. You ask, all right, what does Biden do better than Trump? And they'll say, oh, either I don't want to get into it, or they'll be like, I trust him more. And I'm like, all right, well, explain yourself. And they're like, oh, he's just he's more tempered. But I'm like, or if they do try to bring some facts, it's wrong. Like it's
exactly.
It's like, it's like Biden's a strong leader, and no, he's not.
Yeah, exactly. I said to him too. I was like, you think he's the most popular president in history, like they're saying with the votes? And he goes, I've never heard that metric. Where does it say he's the most popular president in history? I'm like, dude, you must not pay attention at all.
Paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, that's what I said. I was like, dude, I don't think you're even paying attention. He goes, I don't pay attention to this, but Trump.
Did you tell him? Apparently, he got. Supposedly.
Oh, I did tell him. Yeah, I went into the whole election thing with him too, and he basically calls me like an idiot, brainwashed idiot. He's like, you can keep simping for Trump. I'm like, dude, you guys think that you're like, if you're that deranged over a guy that put up insensitive Twitter posts, if that's what they want to call it, and you'd rather have some guy that hands over a list of Marines and to get blown up and Americans to get left behind in a foreign that'll just execute them, like, be my guest, but you're a fucking idiot, shitty person,
Yeah, it's not even a comparison, really. It's just it's not even worth getting angry over because these.
No, I know that's why I don't even get angry over it anymore. Can't even get angry. It's humorous, but
yeah.
You can't get angry over it because it's just the same over and no matter what you say, they'll never change their mind. That's why there's like no point arguing with people. They will never change their mind.
Videos, dude. They're like, this guy sucks. I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
They get all their information from like Now This on Facebook or something. And
I know.
They think
they're
extremely politically motivated.
They think they're informed.
Yeah,
they're informed.
Exactly. Like
or BuzzFeed.
Hey, this is why we need to stop eating meat and start eating bugs. That's what they're gonna start pushing on us.
Yeah, dude, that is what's coming next. I've already seen articles like that.
Obviously,
I've already seen it.
Obviously, everywhere most people know about like the how the government is paying farmers, or they're not going to subsidize them unless they destroy their crops.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
all these farmers have to destroy all these crops, and there's probably going to be global food shortages in the next 20 years.
Oh, sure. That's what they want to cause.
So
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about
But here you
the obese problem
Yeah.
anymore because they're not going to have much food to eat. They're going to have to hoard all
Yeah.
the bugs. They'll probably be
Yeah,
the
and
first
plus we
ones.
can run faster towards the food than those obese people can. So I think it'll be survival of the fittest at the end of the day. But then we're gonna have to eat the bugs, cockroaches, and stuff because dipped in chocolate, they're good for you.
Tipped in chocolate.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah, that's what they're
God.
gonna eat.
Oh my
All
God.
your protein is gonna have to come from a beetle. You're gonna have to eat all
Yeah.
the beetles.
I can't
it's
even
gonna be
eat
bad,
bugs, dude. They're
There's gonna be-
shellfish, so
There's gonna be global food
Yeah.
shortages, and the only people that are really gonna make it are the people who know where to get their meat.
yep. Yeah,
People know how to hunt, you know.
yeah.
Not a lot of people do that or have guns because
Well, a lot of people have guns now.
Yeah, a lot of people do now, but
I meant more on the liberal side.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too. Is like,
Well, maybe the
I think
urban
they're on
the urban liberals have
Yeah.
guns.
Mhm.
I don't think
yeah,
they bought 'em.
yeah.
I
They
don't
do,
think-
but they
I
have
don't think
scratched
they
off serial
bought 'em.
numbers, so they're not
Yeah.
technically on a. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not technically there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah. So, I don't even know how we ended up getting onto that topic, but
I don't either.
I don't know.
It was
Do
an
you-
interesting
No.
transition.
I don't. Is there anything else that's really been going on? I feel like, I mean, obviously it's just been all Afghanistan and COVID for 2 weeks.
Did we talk about the new governor of what's it called? Uncovered 12,000 more deaths that Cuomo covered up.
I think we talked about
New
that
York.
last week.
I think we
didn't
did talk about that last week.
Auntie Jay
Yeah, I
brought
think we
it
did
up.
on Wednesday.
But yeah, that's nuts.
Auntie
I didn't
Jay.
really look into that either. I don't know if you guys have anything to say on it. Go for it. I don't really know much about it.
That's all I really know about it, to be honest. I don't know. I can look
The
to see if
only
there's any other
thing
topics
is-
that are pressing right now.
The only thing is he should be in jail. Like, he got off way easier by just having to resign after all that, which I know liberals are happy with, so they can kind of use that as a distraction for all the shit he actually did. But, he's not going to see any prison time or like anything. It's just a slap on the wrist. Now he gets to go
Oh, I know.
chill in his
Yeah.
penthouses with his little sex slaves.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't doubt if that guy's a pedophile. Sure he is.
Mhm.
Like most.
Oh, he
No, no.
totally is, dude. You just look at him.
Sorry, he's Italian. He's Italian. He can't help it. He's Italian. He said.
What the fuck? Hey, oh! I resent
Hey,
that
oh,
statement.
gabagoo.
Where's the?
Hey,
Gabagoo.
hey, he's the
Ding.
one who said it. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
Trying to see if there's any other topics I can find.
No,
here.
I mean I don't really have much else to bring up, but I mean that's just kind of the current state we're at. There's only two fucking things being talked about at all times. There's got
Yeah.
to be something behind the scenes that they just don't want us to know about. I'm sure there's obviously
for
a lot
sure.
of like, little
Yeah.
stuff going on, but I don't know. It's kind of a boring
What?
week. Other than Donda and Jake Paul, it's kind of a boring week,
Yeah.
Oh, here's
I
the
mean-
school. Oh, so the school teacher who made her students pledge allegiance to the gay pride BLM flag is being investigated, apparently, which is good. She should be fired.
Ah.
She shouldn't be allowed to
That's
Yeah.
work
good.
with
She should
children
be
ever
fired.
again.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Kristen
would like.
Pitzner of Newport Mesa Unified School District in Orange County. Okay, well there you go, Orange County.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's disgusting.
I-
We can watch it real quick if I can pull it up. And we'll watch it so people.
Yeah,
can
pull it
see
on
but
up.
It's pretty fucked up. Here, let me
Okay, so during third period,
Oh wait, let me put it at full screen. Let me switch here. All right, let's do this.
we have announcements and they do the Pledge of
Crusade.
Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed
Anybody
something
else
and I
getting
don't
it
know
Skippy
where,
on there, or
and I
is it
haven't
just
found
me?
it yet. But
I don't
my
know.
kid today
Jay?
goes, "Hey, it's kind of weird that we just
I'm
stand
not
and
watching
then,
the
you
stream
know,
right now,
we
so I
say it
wouldn't
to
know.
nothing."
Oh.
Well,
And
see,
I'm like,
I'm sure
"Oh,
on the
well,
replay
you know,
it'll
I
be
gotta
okay.
find it. Like, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I got you." In the meantime, I
After
tell
this
this
video,
kid,
I would like
we
to
do
name
have a
the
flag
names
in the
of
class
13
that you
people
can
who went forward to
pledge your
13
allegiance
service
to.
men
And he
women
like
who
looks
lost their
around and he
lives.
goes,
Give him a little bit of a shout
"Oh,
out.
that one?"
For sure, for sure.
Least, you know.
Okay, so during
Just the
third
least
period,
we
we
can
have
And the
enough.
sad thing too, before you do that, is that they're all under 25 years old. They're all basically
Oh, I know.
younger than us. And besides, one of them was like 31. I saw, but
Yeah, Staff Sergeant
Um,
Darren T. Hoover.
yeah,
Yeah, it's sad.
Mhm.
I mean,
Very
I
sad.
couldn't imagine. That's why it's like I don't. It's hard to kind of like put this into an acceptable way of saying it, but like they should have just never joined the military. And it's like I don't
Yeah.
blame them for not knowing, but like we're not fighting for America anymore. We're not fighting for our
Mhm.
benefit. We're not fighting for our interests. We're fighting for the interests of a few elite military-industrial complex, and the few countries that have a hold on our politics and our politicians. There's nothing about any of the wars that we've been in the last since Vietnam, probably before that, even World War II, that has much of an interest on the United States. Even and I say World War II because even Patton said, as he was pushing through North Africa, he basically said there's no reason we should be here. This is not our war to fight, and we're losing a lot of lives for no good reason, and no interest of the United States, because I mean the fight was over in Europe. It wasn't in the United States. They weren't attacking us. Maybe they had plans in the future too, but as of where it was, as of where the war was, there was no reason that we should have been there. And I agree completely. Even though it's probably a very controversial thing to say, it's like we lost a shit ton of people for to get back to the bigger picture. It's like none of our wars since then have been for our benefit.
yeah.
And it's sad. It's like
And it's a
if
sad
only-
thing,
If
yeah.
only like these people knew, because sometimes and I understand sometimes like they feel like that's kind of the only option for their life is to try to join the military and maybe turn the life around, which is good. It definitely is a good place to learn discipline. But you're being sent to places where you're not even protected. It's like you're not there to protect your family. You're not really there to protect any Americans. It's just you're fighting a war in vain for nothing. It's like ever since
Protecting another country that
and that's
in
always the
essence,
excuse is
just
like
doesn't like us. You know what I mean? It's,
and that's always like the neocon excuse is like, oh, we're fighting the war over here, so they don't have to, or we're fighting them over here, so we don't have to fight them at home. It's like that's not gonna happen. It's like it's not happening. And look at the situation now. It's like the Taliban is taken over completely, and the war's done because that's all they wanted. They're not sending soldiers here to come kill us. And the Taliban, frankly, has never attacked us on our soil. So
Yeah,
it's just we're there for no reason. And to get back to just one more thing is like just to get back to it all. It's like I feel like if they knew more about what they were fighting for, then they would have never joined in the first place. And I don't blame them. I blame our incompetent leaders. I blame our military leaders, the people who.
Well, those leaders are the ones that it's fitting their agenda, whatever's going on in essence.
Exactly.
So it's.
I mean, you see all these generals go and work for the same contractors after they're done in the military. It's like it's not just a coincidence. It's just it's really sad. It really is.
Maybe obviously our soldiers are being used, to fight some wars to just line people's pockets, and their lives are being thrown away. But at the same time, I'd like to think these people might have known that, but they still wanted to.
Fight anyways.
They wanted to try to make a difference in their own way, and they were willing to.
I think it was more, hopeful than that. I think they were ignorant to the fact of that, which isn't to say they're dumb, but it's just to say like that they had enough. They had enough. I don't know the right word, but like they were empathetic enough to the cause of what they thought they were fighting for, which was they thought they were protecting their families, which is obviously a great trait to have. It's a courageous trait. It's that's what it is. It's like they were more so fighting for the facade of reasons that were given. And facade might be a bad word just because there's negative implications, but like that being they were fighting for their country and they were fighting for their families, which is like I don't blame them whatsoever. Like that's an incredible reason to want to go and do that, to go and protect your community, your family, your country. So I like to think that maybe they were ignorant to the fact that what the real reason of what they were fighting for, but it only makes them. It doesn't make them any less of a good person. It just makes them that much more honorable, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can really hope for is when you are in a war or something and someone passes away that it wasn't in vain. Like it was for a cause. It was for something. Which unfortunately, their deaths didn't achieve anything, which is very sad and unnecessary. But still, you gotta respect them for. They knew the risks going in there, and they did it anyway, and they did it to the best of their ability. And that's you gotta respect them for it. You gotta look up to them, respect them for it, and it's a sad thing, and especially because they were all young. They were all just like out of high school.
A lot of them had kids too. Yeah, a lot of them had families like that.
One of them just had was about to have a kid, was about to be a father in a few months, and damn shame. It really is.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's
incompetent leadership is what causes stuff like that to happen.
We literally just have these fucking evil people leading us to. I mean, they don't give a shit. They're okay with.
No, like he checks his watch as they're being unloaded, in their caskets. So he checks his watch for whatever it is that he needs to go do.
It's just it's going to happen. It's been happening for 80 years, and it's going to continue to happen for probably the entirety of the United States at this point, since we're. It's unfortunate, but the only thing that we can do is try to, keep people up to date with the fact that they're not really fighting for America anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Is the
is the video? I gotta get off here
done?
soon, but if you wanna list their names, and then we can.
All right, I'd like to list these 13 people killed, unfortunately, on August 26th. We can give our respects to them. I think it's the least we can do. We got Staff Sergeant Darren T. Hoover, Sergeant Johanny Rosario Pichardo, Sergeant Nicole L.G., Corporal Hunter Lopez, Corporal Dagan W. Page, Corporal Humberto A. Sanchez, Lance Corporal David L. Espinoza, Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmitz, Lance Corporal Riley J. McCollum, Lance Corporal Dylan R. Marola, Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nikoui. Those were all from the United States Marine Corps. From the Navy, we have Navy Hospital Corpsman Maxton W. Soviak. And from the Army, we have Staff Sergeant Ryan C. Noss. They unfortunately lost their lives. We'll be sending our prayers to your family, and we're going to miss you guys. We wish you all the best, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you for your service.
Did you see that one lady, or one of the moms, was basically just like going off on Biden? I can't remember on what.
Yeah, I did see that.
Was, like, going on.
I think that was something that everybody should listen to, and that's something.
It was hard to watch. I couldn't finish it. It was so hard to watch. I was broken.
I'm sure most.
And that's something that's something that these people that voted for Biden, that only voted because they didn't like Trump because he was quote unquote mean. This is something that they'll never listen to, or they'll listen to it and laugh at it. I've seen people listen to stuff like that, laugh at it, and just be like, well, that's just what happens when they're in the military, and they're in the Marines. It's just like, well, the reason those people are dead, the reason that lady's child is dead, is because of bad leadership and people caring more about their own political agendas than they do about the well-being of the people fighting for the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and we'll see. It's terrible, but it's just going to continue to happen. You know, how many people did we lose the last 20 years in the Middle East for no good reason? It's like, it's just going to continue
Over
to happen.
3,000.
Yeah, thousands of people. And what's changed?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing except for, you know, our domestic policy is just completely deteriorated to the point where we're like a completely different country domestically, you know, foreign, and nothing has changed. And we're obviously, at least 20 years ago, we could remain ignorant to what was going on and just be like, you know, we can at least be content with where the world was. Maybe in a very like bare bones sense, but you know, what is there now? It's just, you know, we just have to continue to fight for our cause and do it within our country.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Instead of, I've gotta stop shipping these people out and just have them fight in the country instead of not physically fight, but just like on the informational sense.
Or the real causes of the country,
Yeah, exactly. For stuff that actually matters, for, you know, for things that are actually changing what America is internally. So, you gotta head out.
I gotta call it for tonight. But I'll see you guys this weekend because I'll be back in town this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get back. I get back Thursday sometimes. So
Swifty.
Sounds Gucci, Butters.
Yeah, and if we got any time between now and Wednesday night, if we want to get back on another time or not, just let me know.
Yeah, sure thing. Congratulations,
Alrighty,
boys.
guys.
I don't think we slipped up.
I don't think so either.
Right.
Auntie J, Butters, I think it was good.
All right, boys. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Alrighty, fellas. Take it easy.
See ya.
All right. See you later, guys. Auntie J, peace out.